So Netivot Shalom Sefer Bamidbar Parashat Pinchas, and the topic is Lachen Emor Ineni Noten Lo Et Briti Shalom, right? So therefore tell him, I am giving him my covenant, which is peace. So Pinchas Belazar ben Aaron HaKohen, Yeshiv et Chamati ma Bnei Israel, right? So he like calmed down Hashem. By the way, something interesting that I just noticed. Pinchas was a Kana, right? Zealous. And the page number is Kuf Nun Aleph, which is Kana, same thing. I don't know. Nice thing. So therefore tell him, because he calmed me down, right? Hashem was furious for what happened, which is a president for the Shevet Shimon, right? Zuri ben Salu was just a nickname. Later on, the Gemara talking about his full name, Shlomo ben Tzuri Shaddai. And he took a woman, something that Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky brings something very interesting. He said about changing the Torah or doing things which are not according to our Masoret. And Zimri ben Salu, he was smart, yes? Think that he was smart. So the thing was that when they were mezane with the Bnot Midian, they told them that if they want to be with them, they have to do Avodah Zarah, right? Idols, to Baal Peor. So Zimri decided that two sins are not good. So let's bring them to Machane Israel. So we're not going to do Avodah Zarah over there, we're just going to be with them. So it's going to be only one sin, which is only 50% sin. So Pinchas was like furious, right? Like, what are you doing? You think you're smart, changing the... What are you trying to do here? So Hashem was very furious. Pinchas stopped them both. There were like a few miracles that happened to him. Hashem was like metaphorically was calming down. And then he said, okay, I'm giving him my covenant, which is the peace, right? Shalom. And it's going to be for him and for his descendants, keunat olam, right? Because he was zealous, asher kina lelokav vechaper bnei Israel. He do the atonement. He said, we need to understand what is this reward, right? What is this reward that giving to Pinchas for his action? Because it looked like his action was from the Midat HaGvura, Sheharag Nesi B'Israel, right? He was killing a president, and at the time, people didn't like it, right? Didn't like it. But what he did was from the Gvura, strength, right? You need to be very strong to do such kind of a thing. So his reward should be also in the level of Gvura, strength, right? Mida keneged mida. So how the bracha is related to that? Right? How is it related? That Hashem giving him peace, which is all chesed, bracha shekula chesed, briti shalom, ubrit kunat olam, lo ulezaro acharav, right? So the covenant that Hashem have between him and Pinchas, that him and his descendant going to be kohanim and shalom. That's not strength. That's not from midat gvura. He said, indeed, here, achen הביאור בזה, the explanation. אמנם מעשו שפנחס היה כולו חסד, ולא היה מצד הגבוה. So although it appeared to be like a strong thing, a harsh thing to do, but what he did was actually from the chesed. As it says in the Katuv, right in the Pasuk, וירא פנחס באלעזר בן אהרון הכהן, ויקום מתוך העדה, ויקח רומח בידו. Right? So, וירא פנחס, what does it mean? שראה ביזיונם של ישראל, he saw the disgrace of Israel, that the sinner in his despicable action is humiliating and disgracing the entire nation in a horrific thing, right? He was over there sleeping with her in front of everybody. Unbelievable, right? So how is it possible? Because Israel Kedoshim, we are a holy nation, and in inside of us, such kind of thing happened, which is disgracing for the entire nation. And because he couldn't bear it, the embarrassment, then he was, he's stepping up to bring back the desecrate honor of the entire nation. And this is what he says, כמו שנאמר, right? ויקום מתוך העדה. From the Edah, from the congregation, he rise up. as it's explained in Torah Avot, מתוך הרגשת אחריות, he have a sense of responsibility, right? He was what we call accountable, or he took the leadership in that things. And how can he be silent when there's such a bizayon and chilul hakodesh, right? Desecrating the holiness happening. So that action was actually from the chesed, from kindness and rachmanut, mercy, not from the gvura, although he was killing somebody, and killing is from the gvura, but that was the main thing. And it's precise, the verse, it says, Vayar Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. That the katuv, the verse, the Torah actually relate him to 3 generations, right? Until his grandfather, Aaron. Elazar was his father, Aaron was his grandfather. And he said, and Aaron, he was all chesed, right? We know, kol masav hayu chesed, ohev shalom, rodef shalom, right? He was running, making peace between people, he loved the people, right? Everybody was crying 30 days after he passed away. And therefore the Torah emphasized that Pinchas, the son of Elazar, is the son of Aaron. The same way, the same way that Aaron is known in his chesed, and all his action and all his deed, it's only chesed. The same way, Pinchas, his grandchild, is also doing chesed. That he rise up, he step up, he took the leadership, he been proactive, and he was bringing back the honor. Although the action itself was an action of gvura, right? Because after all, he killed 2 people. But Hashem knew the thought, and he knew that, that Pinchas was really doing it for chesed. As Hashem testifying, Vayachaper al Bnei Israel, and that's a big chesed to have an atonement for the Bnei Israel. That's a chesed. And this is actually what the Kohen Gadol is doing, right? When he's going to the Kodesh HaKodeshim, he's doing a kapara for the entire nation. And this is the sachar sheniten lo midah keneged midah. So we started with the question, how come he got the peace, shalom, which is chesed, on an action which is a gvura? Because usually we know Hashem is behaving with us with midah keneged midah. So it is midah keneged midah, because the action that he did is a chesed. And therefore he got the reward from the chesed. And for the maaseh gvura, mekablim sachar midah gvura. But what he did it, like the main trigger, what triggered him to do it was the chesed, right, for the entire nation. And that's why he got briti shalom ubrit keunat olam ulezaro acharav ad sof kol hadorot, till the end of the generations, whenever it's going to be, he and his descendants are going to be kohanim. Not only that, how is it possible that it will be brit keunat olam lo ulezaro acharav, to him and to his descendants to the end of the generation? The descendant will be the last one in the last generation, is the last generation, right? But here, if you're looking at the word in the Hebrew, it's look like he himself also got it to the end of the generation. So we know that Pinchas is Eliyahu, and he never died. Hashem made him an angel, right? So he's still alive in some kind of a shape or form. We said the Kehuna is also from Midat HaChesed, as it says in the Zohar HaKadosh, and therefore the Torah HaKadosha said about Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen, which means the grandchild of Aaron HaKohen, that all his action are chesed. He calmed down Hashem, he's like remove the furies from the Bnei Israel, and that's a great chesed. When he was zealous, like he was zealousing the zealous of Hashem, that he gave himself for the Klal Israel, because he didn't know that he's going to succeed. He just went over there and he did it, because Zimri ben Salu was surrounded with thousands of soldiers or guards and whatever, right? And he went through past them. So that's what the Torah is emphasizing in Enotenu B'ti Shalom. And that's the midah keneged midah. And he says, שלפעמים צריך לנהוג במידת הגבורה לשם חסד. That sometimes we need to do an action that is a gevura, like to kill 2 people. But actually, this is a chesed. So you cannot do a chesed without doing something, an action before that. And this is what it says. So Pinchas was elevated by Hashem to be Eliyahu Navi, Zachur Latov. Right? We don't say Zichron Livracha because he didn't die. We say Zachur Latov. He's commemorate for good things. Because Eliyahu is the source of chesed, that he was always teaching Zechut, Zchus, of Bnei Israel. And it says, Eliyahu ba lechol brit milah b'Yisrael, lahalitz tov aleim. So he's come to say good words on us, and he come for every time there is a brit milah. which is also included in the blessing in the bracha, in Enotenu Briti Shalom, which is Chesed Tmurat Chesed. And he said, when Targum Yonatan ben Uzuel, on the pasuk, on the verse, in Enotenu Briti Shalom, V'avdenia malach kayam, v'hu kedei, said like it's like is an living angel. This is what it says. V'avdenia malach kayam. It's an existing angel. And it says in the Torah Tavot, She'inyan malachu, what does it mean malach, an angel? That his physicality, the materialism, his gashmiut, became spiritual. And that's like a level of an angel, which is all spiritual thing. And for that, Pנחas zacha, and was gaining that in his Mesirut Nefesh, that he became the Malach Eliyahu Navi Zachor Latov, that all his materialistic thing became spiritual, and his body became like a body of an angel. And that's because what he did. And the Chinat Malach, and the context of that Malach, that he convert or turn physical thing into spiritual thing. And that's the whole purpose of Dargat Shalom, the level or the middle of Shalom. Why? Because what is Shalom? Shalom is also something that is complete, right? When we say Shabbat Shalom, what does it mean? It's not like peace on you, Shabbos. It's not peace of no war. It's Shalom from something that is completed, a whole thing. Why? Because we have the body, which is a physical thing that is being drawn for physical things, and we have the neshama, the soul, that it was drawn and get only to the spiritual thing. But in Shabbat, they all get together. So the shalom means that there is a piece between, like one piece, one part, which is the body and the soul. So that's why when Pinchas was doing a Maaseh Gvura, which was a physical action from Gvura, although it was a chesed, then his reward was to become an angel, to become all spiritual and elevate everything that he could, that he have, into a spiritual thing. And that's why it's so important that we understand that what he did was a chesed, and the Midah Keneged Midah was the Brit Shalom, and he never died because what he did. Shkoyach, told you it's going to be short today.